Friday, March the 1st in Telford, the EBU European Super Welterweight title goes on the line. Abass Baraou and Sam Eggington go to war for it. Sam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, pal.
How you feeling?
I feel good, yeah. Like I say, it's all going well. We had a good, time distance from being told the fight was happening to the fight was going to happen. Good camp, we was training before over Christmas. So yeah, it couldn't have ended up better.
We were speaking off camera a moment ago, and you were telling me you're a Plan A fighter.
Yeah.
You have one style. Talk us through that style.
I think anyone that's watched me box knows I have one style, and that's to get the job done. We don't get paid overtime. I have Plan A, and my job is to make Plan A work. I don't have Plan A, B, and C because that's not. I don't need it. I'm going in there to make Plan A work, and if they've got Plan A, B, and C to work around that, then that's good on them. But my job is to go in there and make Plan A work, and that's what I plan on doing.
A couple of years ago, you were in a fight in Sky Sports, among others, were tipping you as a sensational prospect, one to watch. But you certainly delivered on that. Fight of the year a couple of times. And is that the kind of fight that we expect to see on Channel 5?
I think so. I mean, look, I don't watch much of my opponents. I don't really, I'll watch like 20, 30 seconds clip through camp here and there. But from what I've saw, I have a feeling this fight will, catch fire at some point. How early it catches fire, it's probably on him, really. I'm happy to go from round 1 to round 12 and we'll go at it. And I think I've proved that a few times. So it's on him. This will catch fire at some point. How early is on him. Like I said, I don't back down from a scrap, and if that's what it's going to be, then I'm all up for it.
We'll speak about your opponent Abass in a moment. Talk about yourself, previous opponents. I mean, looking down the list, it's a big list. So you've clearly been in several sort of high-profile fights. Yeah. And the thing that was catching my eye, we'll talk about the bigger title fights, etc. in a moment, but the things that caught my eye were you've retired a couple of big name, household name, Paulie Malignaggi, Ashley Theophane. You're no stranger to getting in there with big, experienced fighters.
Yeah, like I say, I don't back down from a fight. If we get my manager and trainer up here now, I don't think there's one phone call we've had, whether the fight's gone on or not, that we haven't took. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, all the details have to be fair. Your purse, the place, the time, all that sort of stuff has to be fair. But I don't think there's one phone call that he's had that we've said, "Oh no, we're not having that," because I'm here for it. Do you know what I mean? It's my job. I enjoy it. And I don't think I would have been here this long if I didn't enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why I've been here this long, because I enjoy it, and people don't drag me into fights. I drag them into it. If I was getting dragged into fights like I've been having, and it weren't my plan, it was just them dragging me into it, I wouldn't be here for that long, because it would take so much out of you. But the fact that I'm here for it, and that's what I'm going to do, I think that's why I've been here that long. And like you say, a few people have retired afterwards, because after fighting me, it don't feel like fun anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Well supported local fighter against big names like Paulie is a great example. Yeah. Did that get you used to, or does that give you experience, I suppose, in handling the big occasion around what happens in the ring?
I think so. Again, if you had a manager up here now, nothing phases me. I don't put anything on a pedestal. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've boxed at the O2 pay-per-view shows. I've boxed, all around on these big cards, big arenas, big cities. And 15 minutes after getting in the ring, I'm on the motorway on the way home. I don't celebrate, massively. I don't. I'm not trying to get famous off it. Do you know what I mean? I don't book any after parties. I don't put anything on it, and that's why I have no pressure on myself. I'll get in there and I'll do it. Whether there's 20,000 people there or 500, I'll train the same and I'll fight the same. And I think that's benefited me in a massive way. I think like I say, I take it in my stride. Nothing's bigger than the next one, the last one, or vice versa. It is what it is. I put no pressure on myself. I go in there and I enjoy what I do.
34 fights, 20 knockouts suggests a fan-friendly sort of style.
Yeah.
The last fight in particular, Joe Pigford, 20 wins and 19 knockouts. I think, he was expected to come and, well, he'd have been very confident, shall we say, going into that fight. Was it a little confusing for you to see terms like he's not fan-friendly going around after boasting that kind of record?
It is what it is. I mean, this is why I don't watch opponents, because like I say, I've come into one fight completely different than that I've come into the last fight. So, it is what it is. People change styles due to in the opposite corner. But honestly, for me, pal, I'll get in there and do my job. People can say a lot of things, but they can't have a pop at me about what I do, because I'll give everything every time.
Let's talk about your fight of the year. Well, your fight of the years plural.
Yeah.
Cheeseman and Diakite. What do you think? What do you think of when you look back at those fights? Do
you know what I say this to a lot of people? I remember getting out the ring for both of them, and a lot of people were going wild. The people, cameramen, other trainers, other boxers that was there, promoters. But in the ring, it don't feel like, they're all hard fights, don't get me wrong, but none of them feel harder than the last one. Do you know what I mean? They're all hard. It's not until you watch it back that you realise what people were watching on the night, and you think, I get why there was a mad uproar about it. It was a bit wild, but in the ring, they're all as hard as each other. You don't really get that you've threw more punches. The rounds have been a bit more exciting. It's just a fight, and they're all hard. Do you know what I mean? Until you watched it back, and then you realise what the big talk was about.
Do you allow yourself to watch them back? Do you allow yourself to enjoy watching them back?
Yeah, I do watch them back. Again, I'm not mad for it. Honest to God, pal.
It's hard to compute when you.
Yeah, I know.
Especially if you win fight of the year.
I do enjoy what I do, but watching it back, I watch it back once or twice maybe. But nah, I'm not one that watches my fights back and thinks, I should have done this or I should have done that. I'd leave it all to the team. I'm not one for sitting and watching it. I was early days. I was, first few titles, the WBC International Silver thing, Commonwealth, British. I've watched them a few times back in the day, but up lately, not really, mate. I don't really watch them back that much. Maybe the kids are watching back with me once or twice, but nah.
Well, let's talk about your next opponent, then, Abass, who, great fighter. Obviously, being from Wasserman, we've known Abass for a long time.
Yeah.
Very technical boxer, but at the same time, loves to stand and trade if that's what the fight's put into. 14 wins, 9 knockouts, so no stranger to ending fights early himself. Would it be unfair of me to say this is a boxer versus a fighter? Is it not as simple as that?
It's hard to say. I mean, I suppose so. He had a decent amateur career. I don't think he's too fast on his feet or anything like that, but like you say, he's well skilled all round. So I suppose he could, mainly because of his amateur career. I mean, I don't think he's floated like a butterfly in his professional career. I don't think he does that sort of thing. I think he goes in for a fight, but again, I ain't watched much of him, and that's no disrespect to him. I just don't watch much boxing, and the boxing I have watched, he ain't been on the card, sort of thing. So I don't really know. Again, I leave it down to the team. They'll tell me what he does and what he doesn't do, and we'll go round from round.
Do you see this fight going the distance?
I always say, mate, we don't get paid overtime. So sitting here now, I want to say no.
What about the title that's on the line?
Yeah.
Prestigious, another one. I mean, esteemed collection already.
Yeah.
In the Sam Eggington Arsenal, but the fight of the magnitude of the fight. It's live on Channel 5. It's the European title, and it's against a good European fighter as well. Do you know, this brings in eyeballs from all different areas. What does that mean to you?
It's big, mate. It's big, and again, I know what people think of my career. I know the fact that I've been here 10 years, 12 years. I know the fact that I've had 43 fights. I know what people think of my career. I know that people think I'm on the way down. But people don't realise that I started when I was 18, so I'm in my prime. Do you know what I mean? I have had hard fights, but I'm in my prime with all the experience I've got. To fight for these prestigious titles at this point, it probably couldn't be any better for me. Do you know what I mean? I've got the experience. I'm in my prime. You know, I've done all what I've done already. So it's about perfect timing, and I think it is. It's perfect timing. It's a big title. It's live on Channel 5. So terrestrial TV, it's got all the eyes on it, millions of viewers, against a good opponent, which, you know, you get credit for. Do you know what I mean? Because you see a lot of people winning titles against not credible opponents, really. Do you know what I mean? And so yeah, it's perfect. Everything you need in a fight, this has got.
Talk to me about it, the area that it's in, the area that you're from, Proud.
Yeah, so it's local to me, Telford. It's about 20 minutes, half an hour up the road. I've had a big shout for tickets, so, you know, all going well, you know, we'll have a bit of an army there and it'll be loud. I know a few of the other lads that are on the card, so, you know, their people will be shouting for me as well as mine will be shouting for them and so on, and it'll be loud. It'll be a good atmosphere. It'll be a like I say, I'm here to bring the title back, so it'll be a good night all round. I have no doubt.
You're Proud Blue, bringing your army down.
Do you know what? I don't want to jump on the bandwagon. I do go to the Blues, but I'm not massive into football. Mainly I go to the Blues lately because my son loves them. And I know a good guy who's got a box, and we were always there. I personally, I mean, I like it when I'm there. I want them to win all the time, but I'm not a massive football supporter, so I don't want to jump on that bandwagon because I'll get ripped for it, and I don't want to do that. But like I say, I go there quite often with my son, and we enjoy it. Yeah.
I got to ask you what happens if you win. I know you well enough to know you're not going to look past Abass. Yeah. You know, he's a very, very credible opponent, but at the same time, this is a proactive game that we're in. If you win, there's some big names in that division. Josh Kelly's looking around for an opponent. Is this the kind of fight that maybe could entice the likes of Josh and others? I think this fight couldn't have come at a perfect time. Like I say, you know, with what I've done, and not only that, but the bouts have just been stripped from Charlo. Do you know what I mean? He's got no bouts now. I think he's WBO's with the Australian kid in it. The IBF's vacant. WBA's vacant. He's just been stripped to the WBC, and I know that's been put up for a fight. But again, you win the EBU, and you're up in most of the governing bodies, really. You know, top 10, if not top 15 in most of the governing bodies. I'm in the top 15 of the WBA now. I'm pretty sure Abass Barou's in the top 5th. I think he's 11th or something like that. I've seen that, and so the winner will get pushed quite highly with the WBA. That's vacant. So yeah, whoever wins this fight is in a really good spot. Is that what kind of fight would do you have names that you?
I don't really. I've always said as well, I've never really planned my career. My whole career has been made on opportunities like this one. Do you know what I mean? We didn't know this one. This weren't planned or thought about. This was a phone call, and that's why my whole career has gone. Most of them, we've never fought to be mandatory for anything. We've just fought who's been in front of us, and that's been made us mandatory or put us up for this title. We've never fought 2 or 3 kids on the bounce thinking eliminator, final eliminator, title sort of thing. We've never done that. It's all been made on opportunities, and it's gone well from the start up to now. So again, don't fix something that's not broke. Do you know what I mean? We'll go fight to fight. We'll win this one, which I'm confident of. I'm very confident of. I know I don't talk big, and I'm not, you know, I'm not brashing in your face that I'm going to knock this kid out and I'm going to, you know, take him to school and all that nonsense. But I'm confident of this fight. So once we win this one, again, I have no doubt, you know, we'll have plans, but I don't know, I have no doubt that the next fight will be a phone call just like this one, and it'll be an opportunity at the end of it.
Is it a fitting nickname?
I think so. I think I think if you watched not even half of my fights, I think it fits quite well. And I got it quite early as well. Again, my manager and trainer, John Pegg, comes up with these madness, and this one's stuck, and it fits quite well.
Give me a prediction for fight night, Tom.
I think a win. Again, we don't get paid overtime, so I'm not trying to be there for 12 rounds at all. So I think that tells you everything.
Channel 5, it's a big occasion. Friday the 1st of March, EBU European title, super welterweight division, Sam against Abass Baraou. Can't wait to see it. Thank you, mate.
Appreciate it, pal.